Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to a tutorial on importing animated characters into Unreal using Mixamo rigging or Mixamo motion capture, or Mixamo rigging, Mixamo motion capture animations, or motion capture animations that you've gotten yourself with Motionbuilder. So just basically you'll be able to get any humanoid character into Unreal with animations after watching this tutorial. So basically you can start with any character. You can get a character online and download this humanoid character, or you can make it super quickly in a modeling software like Maya, like I did here with this character Cruncher. So once your character is ready and it's a humanoid character, we can get started by rigging it. So first things first, you can rig a character in Maya, obviously. You can rig a character in a lot of different modeling softwares. However, if you want to do it the super quick way, we'll export it and rigging is really hard and takes a while. So we're just going to export this character as an FBX so we can rig it automatically using Mixamo. So File, Export Selection, and if we're going to be, I'm going to save it to my desktop, and if you're going to be sending a character to Mixamo, it's a pretty good practice. If let's say you download a character from the internet, it's the way to go is generally to maybe put it into Maya, because if you put it into Maya, then you can make sure you're exporting it as an FBX, and also Mixamo for some reason wants it to be FBX 2013 or earlier. So that's what we're going to do. So we have Cruncher, just modeled him really quick, but again, you can import whatever character you find online into Maya. So, Cruncher, that's his name. We're going to export him right now so that we can auto-rig him. If we were to rig him in Maya, it would not be a super easy process, but we don't have to do that. So here's Cruncher on my desktop. I am going to go to Mixamo. So Mixamo is this really cool motion capture system that is made by Adobe, and it allows you to really quickly and automatically rig characters. So we're going to want, this was a character for Vignesh's my friend Vignesh's project that he found online, and we were able to get it animated in Unreal by doing this same process. So select character file. We need Cruncher. So there's Cruncher. He's now in Mixmo. So now he's oriented. Boom. This process is pretty simple. Wrists, elbows, knees, and groin. Alright, and then this takes a sec. It has to auto-rig. So this is a whole lot easier than rigging it ourselves, which involves setting up this skeletal rig and skinning it appropriately, and just a lot of things that this algorithm does really well, really quickly. So that's pretty cool. There he is. He's rigged and ready to be animated. Next. Alright, so essentially if we want to, you want to make sure you start, he's already in T-pose so it doesn't matter, but we're going to basically download a T-pose version of him. So download FBX binary 30 frames per second, fine, with skin, download. And this will be the base Cruncher. that we will import into Unreal to get started. And then after that we can do any animation. I think it's pretty fun. We'll do a little dance animation. So, chicken dance, yeah, that's pretty cool. Maybe we make his arms a little further out. Yeah, I like that. So we're gonna download that one, and that basically, then as you can see, there's thousands and thousands of different animations that you can choose from in Mixamo. So, but the process of getting any of those into Unreal is exactly the same as what I'm about to show you. So we have Unreal 4.27 right here, and I am going to open Unreal. I have a wide monitor, so I'm recording it on this side, and so it'll probably take a sec just to give you an idea. But okay, so here are my Unreal projects. We're just gonna quickly, I usually do virtual production. We're gonna say character import test. We'll say character import. No starter content, we don't need ray tracing, just because this is just for demonstration purposes. If you want a really pretty project and you're really doing a lot of things with it, then maybe those settings can be changed. But yeah, here we are. As you can see over here, here's our Unreal project. And what we are going to want to do here is we are going to want to make a folder for Cruncher. And so we have our Cruncher folder, and I downloaded Cruncher with the 2 animations. So downloads, T-pose. So this is the main character that we are going to be importing. We want the skeletal mesh. We want to import the mesh. We want all this stuff because this is the T-pose, right? So we want all of that stuff just for this one. And we're going to say import all. And there he is. Great. So we have, here's our skeletal mesh that we can, so he's really small. We can make him bigger though. But there he is. There is Cruncher. We are going to then import the Mixamo animation. So I'll make a new folder, animations, and we had that animation that was already mapped to that character as we saw in Mixamo. So we can go there, and here now it's a little different. We don't want to import the mesh. All we want is to import this animation using I should have probably named it differently. It's called T-pose skeleton because that was the asset that we imported. But that's what we want. That's here, just so we get a better idea. Cruncher is actually named T-pose. So when you're importing the actual character, you might want to change the name just for simplicity's sake. Anyways, import chicken dance animation here. No mesh, T-pose skeleton. And another thing that's helpful is when it says sample rate, this is just a good thing to do in general. It sometimes takes a long time, so I just change this to 60. And then we can import. Alright, so we now have our animation asset, really small animation asset, that we can apply to our character. I'm going to save, and so now we have our main character, and if we just want to view that animation, we can just double click it, but we can also go to use animation asset, and say chicken dance. Oh, and there you have it. Maybe he needs to be a little higher. But there you have it. Our character is now playing in Unreal, and we can put that character into the sequencer. We can import a bunch of different animations and use those. We can do all kinds of things. We can build a controller to control the different animations that our character is doing. But it's pretty cool. It's very easy to go from, thanks to Mixamo, thank you Mixamo, to go from just having some character to having a rigged character to having an animated character in Unreal in, I think this took 10 minutes. So I hope you will benefit from using that workflow. Our next step is I have a motion capture animation file here that I captured, that we captured using, what did I call it? It's called, this is it. So it's called Scene 1, Shot 1. It's this motion capture animation file that is not one that already exists in Mixamo. So we don't have that advantage that we have here of being able to just automatically apply these different animations to this skeleton. Mixamo does a lot of the work for us here. So what we're actually going to have to do if we want to import a custom animation is we're going to have to use this program called Motionbuilder. Okay, here we are in Motionbuilder. So what we can do in Motionbuilder is import the rigged character from Mixamo that we got, which is in my downloads under T-Pose. So we're going to open T-Pose. Right, and there we have our very, very small little croncher, who's really small, which is going to make things a little trickier, but no problem. But that's our character. And then the other thing we want is to merge in the motion capture file, right? So let's say you have any FBX motion capture file. We got this one from a perception neuron suit and just save the FBX. Then you can just take that into Motionbuilder or merge it into Motionbuilder with your other character. And as you can see, this guy is huge compared to our little croncher, but it shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter. The next step is we have to characterize both of these skeletons so that they are the same. Croncher here unfortunately has a really big skeleton, so we're gonna just select that. So that's Mixamo rig hips, select branches, and we can go properties, scale it down just so it looks a little bit more like that other skeleton and we can characterize it better, right? So next we press 4. I pressed 4 and that makes him look clear, so that we can, and I'm doing this to zoom in that magnifying glass, but this will allow us to characterize him. So that's his hips. The way we characterize is by going to the hips and going to asset browser, characters, press character, boom, characterize, biped. So now under characters, Croncher, our little guy Croncher is listed under character. We're going to rename him Croncher. Next, we have to characterize our motion capture file. But before we do that, we have to zero out the rotation. So I'm going to zero out the rotation by, I selected this BVH reference, which is what that is in the scene, right? This is all under scene. And I'm going to zero it out there. So 0, 0, and 0. Oh, 0, 0, and 0. Alright, so as you can see now our skeleton's rotation is zeroed out. So now all we have to do to apply that to our character is to, so I didn't characterize it yet. So do the same thing we did there. Boom, characterize, biped, character, let's rename that to mocap. Alright, great. So, I apologize, I realize you can't see my mouse, but no worries. Next, we click Croncher, input type under character settings, character, input source mocap, that showed up automatically, active. So now it's active. Now our character's mocap, as you can see, it moves a lot seemingly faster than than Croncher does because he's so much smaller. But yeah, usually your characters won't be this different in size, but no worries. I could probably make him bigger, but you get it. You get it. Then plot character. Bake animation from input character to skeleton. Sure, all the defaults are fine. Plot. Next, scene. I'm just going to go to the top of the scene, make sure nothing's selected. And go File, Save Character Animation. We'll save it to the desktop. We'll call it mocapped Croncher. Save. Alright, we don't need, this is the T-pose and the Mixamo animations. All we need is this Avatar 0 FBX TMP. Save. Alright, so now we go back to Unreal, where we have our Croncher, and I'm going to open up this file, desktop, mocapped Croncher. It's right there. And just drag it in there. And so as we can see, skeleton goes same is T-pose, and then we just import. And hopefully it should work. There it is. We now have this animation, which is the animation we just imported from Motionbuilder, that we can now, so this is an animation asset, which we can now save and just switch that out. And then we can also do whatever we want with that animation. We can put it in the sequencer, we can apply it to our overall Croncher skeleton. But there you go. So you can basically use Mixmo animations or Motionbuilder, and you can rig and get animations for any animation for any character this way. Just the body animation, no face animation here, unfortunately. But you can certainly see how this is useful. There's a lot you can do with it. The potentials are limitless, so enjoy using Mixamo for rigging and your motion capture library, and Motionbuilder to get any motion capture that you can't find in Mixamo onto your character, and then use this process here to add that to your Unreal projects and virtual production projects. Thank you for watching this tutorial, and we'll see you in the next one.